Hello and welcome to HDpiano. My name is Dan, and in today's lesson we'll learn how to play The Riddle by 5 for Fighting. There are 4 videos to this lesson, the first of which is the intro and verse right here. And then you'll head over to hdpiano.com if you're not already there for the remaining 3 videos. First, the intro and verse. They sound like this. And then we're on to the chorus. So the intro and verse are actually quite simple. A lot of repetition here, and there is only one variation on this main verse that happens in the second verse. But let's learn the main one first. It starts with a B flat in the left, F and D in the right, just like this. I'm going to teach you the chords first, and then I'll teach you the accompaniment rhythm. So here's the first chord. The right hand shifts down to E flat and C. Left hand stays on B flat. Then the right hand jumps to G and E flat. And then back home to F and D. So those are our main 3 chords that we're going to use for 80% of this verse and intro stuff. Okay. So here's the accompaniment rhythm. You'll notice that all of the accompaniment stays within those 3 sets of 2 notes. So these 2 notes, these 2 notes, and these 2 notes. We don't go outside of that, which is nice. I'm going to play this a few times. Rewind and get comfortable with that at that speed if you're not already, because we're going to move on and start adding a few other things. Not too many more, but a few other things. So that's the intro in a nutshell. And the lyrics coming. There was a man back in 95 who was hard ran out of summers, but before he died. You'll notice it's the same exact thing for the first bit of the verse. Then when we get to the lyrics, but I asked him, wait. The left hand drops down to a G. The rest is exactly the same. And then after that progression, the left hand drops down to an E flat, and it starts the same in the right hand. But here's our first change in the right hand. The left hand goes up to F, and the right hand goes down to D and B flat, and then C and A. And it keeps going down, the right hand does, to B flat and G, and then one more to A and F in the right, and you can add that bottom F in the left hand. Gonna set us up for the chorus. All right, so that sounds like a lot of info. It's not. It's actually quite simple. So I'm going to walk us through it slowly. And this is actually right on the verse. 2, ready, verse. There was a man back in 95 whose heart ran out of summer, but before he died. Left hand down to G. Now left hand down to E flat. Keep going down in the right hand. Keep going. And they said, all right. So that's it, guys. That's the entire intro and verse. Let's go back to the very beginning. This time we'll include the intro. And let's see if we can play a little faster. Closer to studio tempo. 1, 2, intro, and. Left down to G. Now down to E flat. Up to F. Keep going down the right hand. All right, again, that's the chorus right after that. I mentioned earlier there is an alternate accompaniment to this verse, and it's actually simple. The left hand is just going to be playing eighth notes instead of just a couple notes per measure. It's going to be playing. Everything else is still the same. All right, so keep that in mind when you hear the second verse come up in the recording or in the whole song run through in this lesson. That's what it's doing. I think we're about ready to play this one last time at studio tempo. Again, this is kind of just one of those repetitious pieces, one of these repetitious parts that you just need to practice a few times. Maybe you need to practice 100 times, but that's when you'll know that you've got it, maybe after that 100th time. So here we go from the very beginning, the riddle, 5 for fighting, intro and verse. 1, 2, ready, and. Was a man back in 95 whose heart ran out of summers before he died. Come over me, won't you come over me? Get your dealings on some eclipse of the moon. Now here's the extended. Keep going. Okay, so I didn't mention it. That extension only happens on the second round through the verse. The first time we just play it once, we don't extend it on this F chord, if that makes sense. Again, you'll hear that in the fourth video. If it's still unclear. All right, that wraps up our first video, our first section on the riddle by 5 for fighting. That's the intro and verse. Like I said before, chorus, bridge, and whole song are the last 3 videos. There isn't much more material. I'll give you that little hint on this. There's not much more stuff to actually learn. So why don't you join me over at HDpiano.com if you're not already there, so we can learn it. Again, my name's Dan. This has been fun so far. Why don't you head over to our Facebook page and give us a like. Do us a big solid. Give us a like. Send us your requests on Twitter using the handle HDpiano and the hashtag HDrequests. That's where we're fielding all of our requests. We do see them all and consider them all. And if you're on YouTube, go ahead and hit that red button. Subscribe for us. We love keeping in touch with you guys. We're putting out a lot of videos every week. At this point, 3. Who knows? By the time you see this video, maybe we're putting out 7 a week. Again, it's been Dan, HDpiano. A fun one. The riddle, 5 for fighting. I'll see you over at HDpiano.com for that next video.